Introduction. At a time when Muslim countries are invited to act their part in the concert of nations, the Western world is perplexed by the play of political, moral, intellectual, and spiritual affinities of close on a fifth of the population of the globe. It's about a third now, and if they live long enough, it will be more than half, and is aware that for a long time past, it has taken in Islam but a superficial interest. Now there is no denying that neither the dissertations concerning Islam nor the translations of Al-Quran have ever been the means so far of contributing to enlighten the minds of a people at large, whether the translations are dissertations, were too academic, too specialized, or, on the contrary, too superficial, approximative, and even tainted with naive or out-of-date prejudices. Thus, many are there who, usually ill-informed, imagine that Al-Quran is a text of criminal, civil, and religious laws, resolving all cases, whereas others look upon it as the production of a discursive thought propounding a coherent, if not convincing, philosophical system. Well, it is what you would call a summary of those things. But by religion, it's a relationship with something greater. And so, when the reading of a translation is entered upon with a Cartesian mind, inspired by logic and inclined to classifications, the reader is too often put out by a text made up of fragmentary verses, treating of miscellaneous subjects, which seem to recur throughout the chapters, and even at times, well, no one's found a contradiction, but this person says contradict. Well, you hear part of the story over here, part of the story over here. It's not the same thing as a contradiction, but people who are used to the Bible are going to automatically assume that, right? He also quickly tires of a prose which is made ponderous in the exigencies of the translation, and is finally disappointed in the few fragments he has gleaned with much difficulty, and which prove insufficient to justify his conjectures, if indeed he has had the courage to persevere in his researches. The Quran, as such, as remote from too abstract concepts as from practices too concrete, is not a law book, nor is it a philosophy, but it is at the same time the wellspring whence derives the divine and human law, as also the expression of an eternal and universal imperative, bringing into harmony heart and reason, not only with the knowledge of God and the worship which is due to him, but moreover with the legitimacy of the aspirations of men, the limitation of their responsibility, the distinction of good and evil, right or wrong, inspiring in this way the total comportment of every one of the believers. It extends its jurisdiction to the individual person, to the community, to the state, and secures, all things considered, the cohesion of the Muslim world as a whole. It is therefore an ethic revealed by the unconditioned wisdom, which, although denying the believer any right with this respect to personal interpretation, offers to him, nevertheless, thorough the consensus of the Muslim community at large. They agree on every single letter of the text, whichever dialect it happens to be in. The ability to reconcile the exigencies of the hour are the data of experience with the dogmatic, ritual, moral, and legal prescriptions. Now, with the most felicitous choice of the essentials, Henry Mercier has met the requirements of heart and mind of those who wish to attain an adequate conception of this ethic and a knowledge of these prescriptions. However recondite and mysterious it may appear in former translations, Al-Quran is herein revealed in simple and logical terms, owing to a bold method of classification which facilitates inquiries and gratifies the zeal of the searcher. Nowadays, we can hunt down words and translations and root words and all that stuff with the computer. Furthermore, the apposition of both the English and Arabic text makes it possible to collate the original and the translation, while at the same time a phonetic transcription of the traditional psalmody helps to recreate its poetical strain. Finally, a number of miniatures, the work of C. Abdel Karim Lazani, enrich this book with an artistic contribution which book lovers will not fail to appreciate. And speaking of that, I think we had one of these. There's some sort of ship. Neck dextrorium neck sinistrosum, and a drawing of a woodcut of a ship on the sea. Is there a storm going on? There's something up the thing, or moreover, what the author aimed at in this work, he accomplished, and no one was better qualified than he for its achievement. Commandant d'Affaires Musulman de Reserve, ex-lecturer at the Institute of Higher Moroccan Studies, professor of Arabic and Muslim institutions, Al-Corps de Officier de Service Spécial du Maroc, the author of several didactic works on the Arabic and Berber languages. Well, my French isn't too good, so excuse that. But, he can well be proud of his new and original presentation. This book, with its new features in form and expression, one of the essential book of humanity, is designed for a very wide diffusion, which should conduce to promote this conciliatory humanism for which the whole of mankind today is obviously yearning.